this is Gary from StartWorkingOutNow.com. We are putting on a bench press and deadlift meet with CrossFit of Stevens Point, and we're hoping that a lot of new lifters come to it, so this is going to be the first meet for a lot of people. In order to help you have an idea of what to expect, we're putting a brief online rules meeting online so you know the way that the situation is going to work, you know what to expect, and you can have a generally good experience. Would like to thank CrossFit of Stevens Point and Lucky Spandex Beastwear, who makes singlets, for their help and support and sponsorship. In case nothing came up about it and anything else, the proceeds from this meet are going to help my son Max and I go to World Powerlifting Championships in Prague, Czech Republic this November. So from us as well, thanks for your support and thanks for your help. We're going to have this rules meeting in two parts. First part is going to be general rules and kind of the way life works in the powerlifting meet, and the rules specifically for the bench press. The second part is going to be the rules for the deadlift. In order to try to keep the video to a manageable length and not have everybody nodding off, it's going to be fairly brief. And I'm sure that there's going to be things that aren't covered, but if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. You can either message me on this page on Facebook or send me an email. My email address is lifterg, as in Gary, so lifterg@yahoo.com. First thing is going to be some general rules. You're going to weigh in the night before or the morning of. Weigh-ins end an hour before the lifting starts. And whenever you weigh in, you're going to give your opening attempt for the bench press and the deadlift, which are the two lifts that we are competing in. You can change those the morning of. You can change the deadlift right up until the time you're ready to go. You want to make sure that you pick a weight that's light enough that you can get it, because once the meet starts, you can't lower your weight. So if you try to bench press 150 pounds and can't do it, well, you're not going to let you drop it to 135. Some basic rules and things that you should know. The way that the platform is going to be run, there's 3 judges. You need to get approval, white lights, or a white card from 2 of the 3 judges for it to be a good lift. If you get a lift declined, don't be afraid to ask the judges why. The judges, most of them have been on the platform and they know what it's like to miss a lift, and they will be happy to explain to you what happened. And normally it'll be a simple answer and something that you can go back and correct. Whenever it's your turn to come up, the announcer is going to announce your name, who's on deck, who's in the hole, who's third out, who's fourth out, so that you know when you're going to go. The head judge will, based on your attempt, tell the spotters and loaders what to put on the bar. Whenever the bar is loaded properly and he confirms that, he will call the bar loaded. Whenever he does that, you've got 1 minute to get out and start the lift. You don't need to finish it, but you need to either have the weight in your hands for the bench press or start trying to pull it off the floor on a deadlift. After you're done, you've got 1 minute to get your next attempt to the facilitator at the scorer's table. So if you miss, you can stay the same. If you make it, you're going to want to go up, but you've got 1 minute to tell us what it is. There are some costume rules. If you're in the CrossFit division, you are allowed to wear shorts, like workout shorts or workout tights, and a t-shirt. In the powerlifting divisions, you're going to need to wear a singlet of some sort. We will have singlets available for purchase at the show, thanks to Beastwear Lucky Spandex. So if you don't have a singlet now, there's going to be a lot of cool ones there, so check them out. They're great quality, and you'll look wonderful while you're lifting just incredible amounts of weight. If you do the CrossFit division and you're wearing workout shorts and a t-shirt, the shirt needs to be tucked in, and the shorts need to be tight enough that the judges can see your hip for a lockout on a deadlift, and to see if your butt comes up off of the bench on a bench press. If they're too baggy, what we will do is we will make you duct tape them down so that we can see what we need to see. Other thing is if you're wearing shorts, they cannot go below the knee. So the baggy stuff that's like almost capris won't work. They do need to be above your knee. And whenever you're pulling deadlifts, the shorts cannot contact the bar. So that takes care of most of the equipment rules. Really quick on the bench shirts are allowed. You can have multi-ply, you can have open back. The only real rule that you need to worry about is the collar on the shirt, if it's an open back, cannot be pulled below the level of your armpit. It's got to cover the front delt. Most people wearing bench shirts will already know that, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. Whenever the bar is called loaded for the bench press, then you can go out and attempt your lift. If you want to have your own handoff guy, that would be the spotter at your head who picks the weight up and helps you out of the rack and into position. That's great. Technically, he is not allowed to help you adjust any gear, and you're not allowed to adjust gear on the platform. Some people like to have their spotter shove their belt down when they're getting ready to lift. That's a technical violation. We're not going to enforce it, but if you decide to go to another meet, you should probably know about it. After he hands out the bar, he needs to get his butt out of the way as fast as he can, because otherwise he'll obstruct the view of the head judge, and that's not a good thing. For example, with press command, if I can't see the bar motionless on your chest, I'm not going to give you a press command. So if he doesn't get his butt out the way, I'm never going to tell you to push it back up. Whenever you go through the process of a lift on the platform, you want to make sure you follow the commands. Bench press has two commands. There's a press command and a rack command. So the way that it works, they call it bar loaded. Lay down on the bench. Whenever you're ready, you either take the bar or your spotter hands it to you. Take it at arm's length, lower it to your chest, the judge will say press. Push it back up, the judge will say rack. Put it back in, and the judges will either say good lift, no lift, or whatever. Don't miss the commands. There's nothing more frustrating than pushing it up, getting so excited because you made your lift, you toss it back in, and it's no lift because you didn't wait for a rack. The spotters can help you after the rack command, and they will guide it back in. But you got to hold it with your arms straight until it says rack. One thing that you might see in the shirted division is a lot of times the guys benching bench shirts have trouble getting it the last couple inches. If the elbows are soft and not straight, the head judge will make them hold it for a while, because if your elbows aren't locked, it'll start sagging back down. But if you go up, lock it hard, motionless on your chest, you'll get relatively quick commands. You won't get a press command on your chest until the bar quits sinking. So if you relax under it in the bottom and the bar is still sinking down, I'm not going to say press until it stops moving. Foot position, you can put your feet wherever you want as long as they're on the floor and they don't move. Some people like their feet flat, some people like their heels up. Doesn't matter, as long as once you put them there and the lift starts, it stays there. Common causes for disqualification on the bench press. Probably the most common is people missing the commands. Behind that is going to be your butt coming off the bench. The butt needs to stay in contact with the bench the whole time. Doesn't need to be on it hard, can just barely be touching it, but if there's light, that the two side judges can wave at each other or see a little bit of light between your butt and the bench, it's going to be no lift. Next most common is probably uneven extension. Whenever the bar goes up, your elbows can extend unevenly. As long as they both lock out at the same time, it'll still be a good lift. You can't put one all the way up and then have the other one gradually catch. Other than that, it's pretty simple. Next video is going to go through the rules specifically for the deadlift. And this is Gary from StartWorkingOutNow.com saying thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy your first meet. Have a great day.